Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Chronicle is a trick-taking game where you are trying to put trumps together, of course, and trying to get the highest score. But there's also some events going on and things that will be happening to kind of change things up. I found this to be a very interesting trick-taking game. I'm not a trick-taking game fan. This is probably the first one I've ever played, but I found it to be an enjoyable experience. Now, it isn't something to me that's going to draw you in and keep you coming back because of the theme. Instead, it's going to be more what I call a conversation game. This is going to be a game that I'm going to talk about other things and communicate with those people while I play, and then the game almost becomes secondary. If you're looking for a game like that, and these used to be very, very popular, then this would be one like that. But I found this one interesting for me enough because of the events and the different things you were doing and how you're not always going for the top. Sometimes you want this, that, and you get these row of cards in front of you. Maybe all trick-taking games are like that, but this is one that I did actually enjoy a little bit. But it isn't a style of game that I'm going to want to play, so I'm going to purge this one. It just isn't going to fit into my collection so that I'm going to want to play over and over. I felt like it was okay. I felt like it was fun, but I also felt like it was just kind of blah at times. It wasn't something that I wanted to invest my time into. So Chronicle for me would be a purge. If you like trick-taking games, this is one you may want to check out. But from what I can tell and what I've read, it is on the upper echelon. There might be better ones, but for me, I had a pleasant time with it. So here's what the components for Chronicle is going to look like. I don't really like the artwork on the front of the box. Your mileage may vary. Now, I've punched these out and obviously played the game, but I put these back in and kept this because it helps it lay flat. There's not a lot of room in this box. You're going to get a rule book, which will look like in a different section, and you're going to have a place inside to fit the cards. And to be very honest with you, everything fits in perfectly, but I needed to keep that and pop those back in every time I play. The artwork, this might be your style. It's fine. It's not really my style of game kind of artwork. That's fine. The numbers are really big. You can kind of see how that works. The words on the bottom are really big. So while the artwork isn't my style, the colors are easy to see. The words are easy to see. And these, it's fine. This is okay. I can read it just fine. Although I'm not really crazy about the artwork. Your mileage may vary, but I like the feel of the cards. They shuffle well. Very few complaints about the cards whatsoever. As for the rules, you're going to get one of these things that you're going to pop out. It's going to be a cheap piece of paper. It's going to tell you the rules. The rules kind of how to play start down here, as if you never played a trick-taking game before. And it ends with some details. There's the end of the game. So the rules are not very long. Just a little bit. It starts here, and it ends the game right here. So not very long at all. And the rulebook does fine. I was able to learn how to play this. I really haven't played a lot of trick-taking games in my life. This is probably one of the first ones. The rules for Chronicle are actually very easy. These are fame points that you get, and these will be popped out. I just put them back in there for easy storage. But the winner of the game is whoever gets 3 of these fame points. So these are just victory points. These cards right here are your history cards. They will each tell you how something will score at the end of the round. So the player or players with the fewest power allies earn a fame point. This is kind of how you earn your fame points. This one's a general. The player or players with the most power allies can get a fame point, etc. So let's see. We'll use this one for our turn. The player or players with the most allies, regardless of type, earn 1 fame point. So that's what you're trying to do to get the victory point at the end of the game. You also shuffle the character card deck, and you will shuffle these out and give it out to a number of players so everybody has an equal number of cards. So I'm just going to kind of show you how to play. So first thing you do is the first player will pick what's called the trump. That'll be the suit that you're trying to play. In this case, it'll be green or wisdom, if you will. And he'll play this down. Now, when you play a card in this game, you always will have a ability that you can utilize. The meeting ends immediately after this card is played. So this round would end. I would play this, and that would be the only card that was played. So I probably want to play that one first. So let's see here. You've got Wild, which can be any suit, and you may take 1 ally from any player and add it to your hand. Okay, so these will all have different power zones. So let's say this is the first card I'm going to play. I'll play a power card 9. Choose a card from your hand and add it to your allies. So this card I would play down, and I can choose any card from my hand and place it in my allies. And the reason why I want to place things in my allies, so let's say I want to place this card on my allies, this is how you're going to score these cards. And how you get the fame points is going to be the cards that are face down in front of you. So everybody's going to play a card this way. And if you have a suit, you want to play it, and you put it down. So say that another player played this, he's going to play the 6, so I still have the most. but you take one of your allies and add it to your hands. This while you can move your cards around, so the second player would have played that. Now, if you don't have a card that matches suit, let's say I only had a red card, I could play this, but it will be played face down, and I do not get to activate the power. So whoever had the 9 had the most. So he will take these cards, and these allies will go in front of him, and he will have these allies in front of him, hoping when we run out of cards and the round ends that the player with the most allies, regardless of type, earn a fame point. You know, if he had this one over here that was a player with the fewest power allies, you know, he may not want to win this because there'd be 2 powers in here and he would have the most right now. So you'll be playing these cards, and when you win the trick, they go down in front of you. It's called allies, and hopefully you enough to trigger this fame point. So that's what you try to do. And the first person to have 3 fame points again is the winner of the game. Who should buy this game? People, I think, wanting to get into trick-taking games and are wanting something that might be a little bit easy to jump into. I found this game very easy to jump into and to play. I feel like that could be a huge selling point for it. Otherwise, I think that for a light card game, it was fine. People are kind of looking for that, maybe getting their kids or family into it. But for me, it just wasn't anything that I want to invest my time in, so it will be a Purge. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing.